Hello everybody, Ragtag Sagvi here. Welcome to the next episode. In the last episode, we went back to the Mechonis to go and deal with Egil. Oh, but first off, I've traveled back in time to get this line of dialogue from Linnea. Egil is the one who integrated Homs with Mechon. The Hom's blood was circulated through the Mechon armor. This created the Mechon impenetrable to the Monado faces.
How are you?
It may be possible to restore the bodies of these Homs. It would just be a matter of removing the Homs from the face. Then we would just need a way to regenerate the missing organs. So yeah, that's a bit of lore that you can get that you will not get in any cutscene. Is that, yeah, that's how the faces were immune to the Monado originally. Is because Hom's blood was pumping throughout the armor. And circuitry. So, before the Monado was unshackled, that was the reason why the Monado could not pierce it, nor weapons affected by the Monado's power. So let's travel back forward into time. And continue the journey. So here, if you actually listen to the music, you're going to recognize where we are. We are in the Central Factory. This meant that any item that you didn't collect for Central Factory, you do have a second chance of getting. This is why I mentioned that areas like, this is why I didn't mention Central Factory when certain areas would be closed off to you, because you actually do come back here. So if there are any items you are missing for your Collectopedia, or you feel you're lacking certain items for quests, now is your best time to get these items. As this is the second and last time you will be coming back to Central Factory. But where exactly are we in Central Factory? Well, if you look, we are extremely high up. There's Central Factory right down there. If you looked up, you could see this strange structure that we never went to. And we're going to be going to it. However, we're not going to be going to it just quite yet. I don't know if we're even going to be going to it in this episode. Because we need to make our way down there to Central Factory to get to the weapon production facility in order to make Fiora a new weapon. And trust me, you want this new weapon. So let's start making our way down. And here we will discover the bridge to the Apocrypha. So the Apocrypha is just beyond there. But we don't want to go that way. Instead, we want to go down. Follow this pathway down and you will be greeted with a teleporter. If you take this teleporter, you will end up in an area of Mechonis of Central Factory that we saw but couldn't get access to. It's behind that one particular laser gate. Let's turn off and then go to the and then explore Central Factory. This also means that any unique monster that you didn't fought before, you have a second chance of fighting, like the big one that is normally walking around here. So we need to go to the weapons fabrication facility in order to make the Fiora's weapons, and it's going to be a long walk. And I do mean a long walk, as you're going to notice. Fast travel is disabled. You cannot fast travel anywhere within Central Factory, nor can you leave Central Factory. So fast travel is disabled for this part of the game. So you cannot just simply fast travel to where the weapons where you can manufacture the weapon, get it, and then just fast travel to the story. Nope, no fast travel allowed. So we have to walk the entirety there. So while we're walking, I want to talk about a few characters. First off, Kallian. A lot of people love Kallian, and I can understand why. He's essentially like a warrior prince. Someone that's willing to fight on the front lines and fight alongside his soldiers and make commands on the fly while in the thick of Finn. Basically, think of him like Marth from Fire Emblem. How Marth was a prince who is. While Kallian was more by choice, Marth was more forced on him because his kingdom got taken over. But he valued the lives of his troops and his allies and often would fight alongside them, side by side, through the thick and thin of things, and got a better understanding of his troops as a result, because he always fought on the front lines and understand what they were going through. Callian is a lot like that. So yeah, he's a lot like Marth, and a lot of other lords that took in Marth's example throughout the series, such like Dimitri and Altair. Altair from Engage. Especially Altair, because of how very similar he is to Marth in personality. So anyway, we need to walk all the way to the weapons bay. Now, these elevators, you better be thankful that you activated them, because since fast travel is disabled, these elevators are the only way you're going to be able to quickly get around Central Factory. Alright, it's this LED I activate to disable the laser gate. Yeah, and then there's Dixon, who is just a badass in so many ways, as he's very clearly proven. And then before I talk about the next character, you're going to notice when we get down here, your way to Central Factory is permanently blocked, because the way from the leg has snapped off, and the way down from Central Factory is blocked off because when the Mechonis started moving, all this fell over, which acts as a permanent blockade, preventing you from going down into Mechonis Field. So you cannot go down Mechonis Field, so in no way can you call the elevator. And even if you manage to trick this out and jump over the barrier, you will just fall to your death, because after you fall for a while, the game will just automatically kill you. So there is no way for you to return to Mechonis Field. So let's make our way to where we can make this weapon. Because the way to make the weapon is just right over there. So as we're walking there, I want to explain a little bit about Egil. Egil, since we've met him physically, you'll notice that he is a lot like Shulk in terms of personality. They both like machines. They are both scientists. They're a lot alike, Shulk and Egil. And if the situation was different, I believe Shulk and Egil could have been friends. They could have actually been best friends, in fact, because they are so much alike. It's us. Egil has been consumed by fear and rage, which is making him do this. And if you remember, our whole reason for starting this journey was out of that very same reason, out of fear and rage and hatred. Because the Mechon attacked Colony 9 and killed Fiora. That was our sole reason for starting this journey, was because of Fiora. So if things were different, Shulk would have very likely become a lot like Egil. He would probably be consumed with revenge and would probably want to just do everything he can to destroy the Mechonis, the Mechon, and probably even the Machnia as well, because he would be consumed by rage at that point. But because Shulk had friends beside him, he had Dunban, he had Ricky, he had Ryan, he had Sharla, he had Melia. They were all there to lend Shulk support and help guide Shulk onto the right path and correct his path whenever he was about to go astray. So they were able to keep Shulk to himself and keep Shulk from ever straying from his path, have him being consumed by revenge. And then once he found out Fiora was alive and was able to save Fiora, that revenge went away. It was then that at that point he just simply wanted to help stop the Mechon invasion and bring peace. So in a way, he would have been a lot like Egil in almost every way, It's just the difference is because Egil isolated himself and had nobody that was willing to stick with him and correct his ways, he was essentially consumed by revenge, so much so that it might be impossible to get him out of his path. While with Shulk, he was able to divert his path and change his fate. So yeah, so let's make this weapon for Fiora. You get the War Blades. This is probably the best weapon for Fiora currently. It will greatly increase her stats, so let's put it on, and gives her 2 gen slots. So let me see, what do I want to equip? Do I have an auto attack gem? Double attack I mean, because I would love to equip that onto Fiora. Yeah, equip that. That would be really, really good. Arts heal wouldn't be bad. Inflicting slow wouldn't be bad at all. All attacks halves, but fills talent by 5. Days up, increased damage dealt to enemies when suffering day. Ooh, that could actually be really good. Muscle up. Of inflicting break, that could also be good. Yeah, let's put that on. So let's have our long walk back up to where we need to go. But yeah, if Shulk didn't have his friends by his side, Shulk would have pretty much became Egil. So in a way, Egil and Shulk are the same entity. They're the same people of the same coin. They're 2 sides of the same coin. Shulk is the light of what Egil could have been, while Egil is the darkness of what Shulk could have been, and if their fates were different. And in a perfect scenario, if this never happened at all, then yeah, Shulk and Egil would have more than likely met and probably become best friends. And who knows what they could have achieved together with their love of machines and their brilliant minds. And in a way, probably the only way to save Egil is through death, because Egil is so consumed by revenge at this point. Probably the only escape for him is through death. It's the only mercy that can essentially be granted to him now. Which doesn't mean that Shulk would not try to not convince Egil to change his path, but when you consider all things considered, it might be the only out Egil has left. Now, before we continue with the story and make our way up to the Apocrypha, I want to show this. Because you may be wondering, well, what will happen if we try to take the path back up to Apocrypha? Well, if we come up here, you're going to notice the teleporter is still working. It will teleport us up. And surprisingly, despite what we saw in a cutscene, and despite what characters like Dunban mentioned, the capital city is not destroyed. As a matter of fact, if you look around, it's perfect. It's A-okay. It's standing perfectly right, and nothing about it seems destroyed, which is very odd, because we very clearly saw this place get destroyed in a cutscene. And they mention it about it being destroyed, but it's still operational and looks as if nothing happened. I do not know if this was an oversight by the developers, because you could come back here in the original Wii version. And in 3DS, since 3DS was essentially a port of the Wii version. I think in 3DS they fixed a few of the glitches. But they kept this in Definitive Edition. I thought they didn't, for some reason, which is why I'm mentioning you could not come back here. But I was wrong. You can come back here, and the Apocrypha quests, if you have not completed them, are still active. So you can do them if you haven't completed them yet. I believe the quest from the Fallen Arm where you have to get the memory chip would have gone away. But yeah, all the other quests involving Apocrypha would still be here, and you could still complete them. So if you want to get any items and defeat any unique monsters you haven't defeated, now's your time. Because I believe once you go to the generator, you cannot come to Apocrypha. Which makes me wonder if they intended for you to come back here, but ultimately decided to destroy it, but left it in the original. And then in Definitive Edition, because people knew about this, they decided to keep it in anyway. Hey, to stay faithful to the original game. But yeah, you can come back there, oddly enough. Which definitely has to be an oversight, but I kind of love that they kept it in the Definitive Edition. Because I thought they didn't for some reason. Anyway, let's start making our way up to the generator. Because once we destroy it, because we need to destroy that generator if we want the Monado to be at its full power, which is something we're probably going to need if we're going to fight Egil. We're going to need all the power we can get our hands on if we want to defeat him. And just for the sake of it, since we haven't fought anything in a little bit, let's fight this guy.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
So yeah, let's make our way to the generator. And continue with the story.
Everyone, feel the flow of battle.
I will.
I'm really feeling it. You never stood a chance. But we mustn't be careless.
Let's press on and on and on.
So yeah, just like on the way to the weapons bay, this is going to be a long walk back to the generator.
Roger. All systems go.
Oh, Dunban, where did you took so... What happened to your health, Dunban? Why was some of it gone at the start of the fight? We're passing by the face maintenance bay one final time. Yeah, but it's kind of odd that the bridge to the Apocrypha counts as a fast travel point, even though fast travel is disabled at this point in the game. And we don't get access to fast travel for I don't think we don't get access until after this chapter, if I remember correctly. Alright, let's grab some ether crystals before we head up. Let's see, yeah, I'm good with this party. Let's go up and take on and destroy the generator.
It's just as I thought. The Monado feels the same as it did before the Apocrypha took effect. No, it feels even more powerful. The Bionis Monado and this Monado, they have to be connected. Somehow.
Because you aren't here. Not anymore.
Why am I remembering that dream? Why now? Without the power, I can't stop Egil. I have to concentrate. All I have to think about is how to stop the Mechonis. If the Monado does bring about the end, then I know what to do. Fiora!
Shulk, what were you thinking about?
Nothing.
So... it's like that, is it?
Really, it's nothing.
Listen, Shulk. If it's too hard for you to handle on your own, talk to me. Huh?
Fiora...
You can tell any of the others as well. We're all here for you. Don't forget that.
You're right. You're here for me.
Of course. And don't overdo it, okay? We all saw what happened. Is your arm okay?
Yeah, it's not bad. I'll live.
Oi! You two! Is something up?
No! It's nothing. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Shulk. You can...
With that pep talk, let's go into the Apocrypha Generator. By the way, the Apocrypha is something from mythology. The word Apocrypha usually means something about a religion that is no longer being practiced. Kind of think of it like the Old Testament to the New Testament in the Bible. Oh, which is actually kind of interesting that it's named after something like that, since the Apocrypha is made to try and stop the Monado. Okay, let's go shut that generator down.
This machine, is this?
Yes. The Apocrypha Generator.
Yeah, let's trash the thing. We take this out and it's plain sailing for Shulk.
It should be. It is a miracle that you have been able to use the Monado at all.
Hear that?
Are you really all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Vinaya, we need to find Egil.
The control core is directly above. It is not far.
Wait! It's moving!
No! We're too late!
You mean?
The Mechonis functions have been restored!
No, it can't be!
Yes, you puny pests are too late.
Fall back! Everyone fall back!
He's gone and done it. Huh? The Mechonis has struck. Not good. I think it must have hit somewhere on Bionis.
No.
Move out! Don't forget, we've still got a job to do. Right. What?
Alright, time to fight the Apocrypha. We'll start the battle with a barrier that will protect it from physical and ether attacks. I believe you also want to be careful about ether attacks because it has the means to reflect them.
All systems go. Here we go.
Okay, yes, it can be... okay, so it counts as a Mechon-based enemy. Let's raise your tension. Dumbband, topple it. Go for the daze. That should keep it down for a little bit. Keep that daze going. Go for a chain. Let's not give this generator a chance to do anything.
Here I come. Worldly slash.
I really like our vibe.
Me too, Fiora. Timing is everything. Remember that. Read just like that. Stand back.
Nice going, guys. Let's keep it down with a chain.
Pesky thing.
Got it successfully topple locked.
Leave it to me. Final push. More. Leave it to me. Monado, lend us your power.
Go for a buster.
Okay, guys. Keep it up.
Okay, my turn. It's wonderful to be with everyone.
And we destroyed it.
Chew on that, Apoc or whatever. We did it, Shulk. Shulk? Oi! Whoa.
What's happened to the Monado?
It must have changed just as the generator was destroyed. It's amazing.
Now we're talking. Next up, Egil.
Can you go on?
Me? I'm alright. Come on, we have to stop Egil.
Back on track. Just like I said. The kid'll come through.
Naturally. Everything is falling into place.
Heh. You can say that again.
But only as long as we remain within the margins of fate. I know not how things will proceed from this point.
With the generator defeated. Yeah, we learn a new art for Shulk's Slycone. Let's have a look at it. I believe, is this a Monado art or is this like, yep, Monado's Slycone. The Monado's power attacks enemies all around the wielder. So I believe this is essentially like Monado Buster, but it attacks everything around Shulk. Unlike Buster where it's single target and will only hit whatever it's practically in a straight line. This hits everything around him. So this is a really great Monado art. Let me see. I think that will be... Might go for Slycone one more time. And yeah, I think that will be it. Let's check our skills. Ooh, Shulk's maxed that out. Fiora's close to maxing that. Alright, looking good on our skills. So, with that, we will end the episode here. And in the next episode, we'll take that teleporter up and go deal with Egil. If you enjoyed this episode, do like the video as it helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this episode. And share the video so more people can discover my content and help the channel grow. And I will see you all next time. Later.